The following is a special presentation of Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. Welcome to this week's installment of the Hometown Baseball League. Big Pauly coming to you on this March 12, 2022. We just got a cold front that just came through the Tampa Bay area. We're expecting lows in the upper 30s tonight. It's going to be a fun evening. So let's get you up to speed on what's been happening. We are now going to play the 28th game for both Montreal and Tampa Bay. They will be playing each other, and both teams have done surprisingly well. Montreal 17 and 10, Tampa Bay 15 and 12. So let's go through the statistical leaders. Boy, I said that without having to stumble. I'm on a roll. Barry Larkin is your top hitter at 420 with his batting average. Eddie Collins catching up. He's with the Chicago Cubs, combination of Cubs and White Sox, 408. Ted Williams and Hank Greenberg, each with 8 home runs. Dwight Evans and Willie Mays, each with 26 RBIs. The OPS leader is Ted Williams, 1.215. Pitching leader is John Smoltz, who is now at 1.62. Viola had a bad outing during the course of the week. He's down to fifth now at 1.93. Bob Feller just behind at 1.66. John Clarkson leading the way in terms of wins. He is at 6. Rob Nen has 11 saves. And Charlie Buffington right now is leading everybody with 61 Ks. Looking at the divisions, New York is tied with Boston 18 and 9, Montreal 1 back in the East, Philadelphia 4 back, Baltimore 8 back, Washington 9, Toronto 10. In the Mideast, Detroit is leading Cleveland. They had a series when Detroit got the better of the Indians, which is what I'm calling them, because they haven't officially been the Guardians yet. So Detroit 2 games ahead of Cleveland and Tampa Bay, and we'll be watching the game from Tropicana Field in St. Pete, not too far from where I live, about a 30-minute drive. Cincinnati 3 back, so is Atlanta. Pittsburgh 6 back. Miami is 8 back. In the West Division, then we'll get to the Midwest. The Major League Castaways have been doing surprisingly well. They have the best record in all of the HTBL right now at 19 and 8. Colorado 2 back, so San Francisco. Arizona 7 back, Seattle 8. Los Angeles off to a surprisingly weak start. They are 8 back. San Diego 11 back. They are tied for the worst record along with Toronto and Kansas City. In the Midwest, you got a 3-way tie right now. St. Louis, Chicago, and Houston. Milwaukee and Minnesota 2 back. Texas 6 back. Kansas City 8 back. And while I set up this game, I have an announcement for you all, in case you haven't been by my Facebook page, Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims. Well, I have another page, and it is to debut or to be a Facebook group that's going to be part of a brand new podcast that I will be doing. The first episode will be dropping Thursday, March 17 at 6 o'clock United States Eastern Daylight Time, because we will have crossed over to daylight savings. In fact, we do that tomorrow as I record this. And it's going to simply be called Pauly Talks Wrestling. And I am in the process of recording 3 episodes. One will drop Thursday, one will drop Friday, one will drop Saturday. And after that, we will have episodes every Saturday at 6 o'clock. Because if you grew up in the 80s and you happen to be watching TBS at 6 o'clock on a Saturday, it was wrestling time. And of course, for me, we also had Championship Wrestling from Florida up until 1987, which aired at 7 on Channel 44 here locally. So that's a new podcast, Pauly Talks Wrestling. And I'm looking forward to hosting the podcast, Lord willing, and if the creek doesn't rise. I already recorded one episode of the three that will be rolled out in the opening week. So check it out. It'll be available almost everywhere you can get a podcast, whether that be, I use Overcast, you use Apple Podcasts, you use Spotify, you name the app, it will be on there. Pauly Talks Wrestling. And I thank Buzzsprout for being the backer of this podcast. And I'm, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. In 15 seconds, we'll be bringing you Montreal and Tampa Bay. So hurry back. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. Due to a technical glitch, we joined the action in progress in the first inning. Let me get you recapped here. Raines doubled to start the inning. Grissom struck out. Guerrero grounded to short. It looked like the Rays were going to get out of the inning. And Andres Galarraga hit a home run, his 8th of the year, to put Montreal ahead 2-0. Jose Vidro doubled, and Gary Carter just walked. So Montreal with 2 on and 2 out. We'll quickly go through the lineup for Montreal. Raines in left, batting first. Grissom at center field, batting second. Guerrero in right, batting third. Andres Galarraga, the first baseman, bats fourth. Jose Vidro at second base, bats fifth. Gary Carter, the catcher, bats sixth. Cabrera at short. Currently at the plate, Orlando Cabrera. He is the shortstop. Wallach at third base, bats 8th. Scott Sanderson is 9th. He has a 120 pitch count. Defensively for Tampa Bay, Crawford a 9 and a 5 in left. Jennings a 7 and a 4 at center. Hollins a 7 and a 5 in right. Sandberg a 6 at third. Bartlett a 7 at short. Iwamura is a 5 at second base, could also play third. Carlos Pena a 7 at first. Navarro behind the plate, a 6 and a 4. Shields is a 6 at the mound. So that gets you up to speed. I apologize for the error. Thought I was on the right screen here on OBS, but I wasn't, and that happens sometimes. Cabrera on the year, 188, 1 homer, 7 RBI. Here's the pitch to him. And this is skied to center. It should go to Jennings, and he makes the play for the third out. So just think of this being a game joined in progress or on ESPN or something like that. After half an inning, Montreal leads 2-0. Now we'll go through the Tampa Bay lineup. Crawford leading off. He is in left. Bartlett, the shortstop, bats second. Iwamura, second base, batting third. Pena at first base, bats fourth. Jennings, the center fielder, bats fifth. Navarro catching, bats sixth. Hollins in right, bats seventh. Sandberg is in the 8-hole. He bats third. Shields, the pitcher, and in an HTBL play, the pitcher's hit. Regardless of what Major League Baseball has done with this universal DH business, Shields is the pitcher. He can go 120. He had to go through 25 of his 120 pitches. That's what I was trying to say. In the first inning, he had a rough go of it. Defensively for Montreal, Raines is a 6 and a 6 in left. He could also play center. Grissom is a 7 and a 5 at center. Guerrero a 7, a very good arm, a 7 in right. Wallach is an 8 at third. Cabrera a 7 at short. Vidro a 5 at second. Galarraga a 7 at first. Behind the plate, Gary Carter a 9 with a 7 arm. Sanderson is a 6 range, I beg your pardon, with a 902 fielding average. So with everybody being introduced, let's get to Carl Crawford. 282 on the year. 1 homer, 7 RBIs. He has 10 stolen bases. I play as Tampa Bay. And what happened? Oh, we just lost the audio for a moment. So I'm checking, making sure I am still up. I am good. We just had severe thunderstorm watches and a tornado watch expire as a front came through about 9:30 Eastern time this morning, March 12th, 2022. Crawford is a 10 bunter, and we're going to bunt for a hit here. Taken by the first baseman Galarraga, and the throw in time to retire Crawford. The corners were not playing in, And Crawford was a 10 bunter, so we gave it a shot. No dice. Tried to give Tampa Bay a little bit of a spark here in the bottom of the first inning. Jason Bartlett, 333 on the year. No homers, 3 RBIs. His OPS is doing a little better than what he should be averaging. That's strike 3. And Sanderson with his first K, 34 on the season. He's a 2.44 ERA. 4-2 record, 48 innings pitched. His whip way below what it should be, 979, and his opposing batting average, 202. Iwamura up, 357 on the year so far, a homer and a ribby. Hit well, but not well enough. Grissom's going to make the play, side retired. After an inning, it's Montreal 2 and Tampa Bay nothing. James Shields, since the opening of the game got memory hold due to a technical glitch on my end. He's 366 on the year. We'll go through his stats. 2-2, 39 and a thirds innings pitched, including the inning he just pitched, and that ERA at 366 factors in the 2 runs he gave up in the first inning. 37 hits given up, 4 homers, 15 walks, and 30 Ks. He has had 1 walk, 1 K so far. And the Montreal offense really doing a good job. And, of course, as I record this, we are 2 days removed from the news that baseball will be starting this season April 7th. I did not think they were going to reach a deal. I thought that they would be far apart. I thought it could end in a few days, or it could go cancel the whole season. I didn't think that they would be playing at least in April, but I was wrong, and baseball, with what happened with the pandemic, really needs to get their butts on the field, and I think the players and the owners finally realized that continuing on with a lockout would harm the game greatly. So Wallach is up, 365, 4 homers, 9 RBIs, doing well above average. And it's Bartlett. This is going to be a tough play. Out is the call. So 1 gone in the Montreal second. Scott Sanderson now up at the plate, 125. 2 hits out of 16. No homers, 1 ribby. I'm going to miss pitchers hitting, because I think that's the traditional way baseball is played. I've been a Rays fan so long that I don't mind the DH terribly. But when I think of baseball, I think of old-time baseball, I think of pitchers hitting. So anyway, Shields will deal to his mound rival, and that is popped up. You got the third baseman, the shortstop, and the left fielder converging, but Sanders called, I got it, and there are 2 outs. Tim Raines led off and got a base hit. He is 1 for 1. On the season, he's only hitting 169, 1 homer, 10 ribbies. Right back to Shields over the first, and that retires the side. Nothing across for Montreal in the second. And Tampa Bay comes to the plate in the second, trailing 2-0. Pena up, power hitter for Tampa Bay. 209, 5 homers and 15 ribbies. Here's the pitch from Sanderson. Right back to Sanderson over the first for the out. We have had an injury, and it was Pena. Looked like Pena tore a muscle or something as he swung the ball there, so we're going to have to put in a first baseman. And in the HTBL, we use 100-man rosters. And I play the games out all week long, just quick play them. So the teams can use anybody they want. And I figured that would be the best way to go with it, because the AI for the historical collection for Action PC Baseball could leave out a Ted Williams if you're playing with Boston, or a Joe DiMaggio or a Mickey Mantle when you play with New York. So I just let everybody play. I say, I just use the same principles that I use with the HTFL, and just have anybody could play at any given time. So anyway, Jennings back up. Actually, no, this is his first appearance. I'm thinking of Montreal. 538 on the year, 7 for 13. 1 homer and 3 ribbies. Line drive, and no, it fell. It dropped to the ground. Grissom surrendering a base hit. Actually, Jennings getting the base hit. It was Sanderson who gave up the base hit. Deoner Navarro hasn't seen too much action this season. 2 for 18. 111 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. The pitch to Navarro, right back. A 1-4-3 double play. So Tampa Bay fails to score. And after 2, we have a 2-0 game. We're going to need a first baseman. And we're going to look and see who is the best defensive first baseman we have. And I'm going to put Audrey Huff into the game. And he will take over the 4 spot in the batting order. Huff, on the year, 289, a homer, and 6 RBIs. He could play first, third, left, or right field. And we will use him the rest of the game at first or until a substitute is warranted. Grissom 0 for 1 to start the game. 287, 1 homer and 14 RBIs. And that's K number 2 for James Shields. He is at 39 pitches out of 120 that he could possibly go in this game. Vladimir Guerrero back up, 341, 5 homers, and 25 RBIs. He is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to drop for a base hit in front of Jennings. So Guerrero is the 4th hit for the Expos in the top of the 3rd. Andres Galarraga, you missed his home run early in the game. 8 homers, 23 RBIs. His OPS 1.055, doing well above average right now in the season. Each team playing game 28. Sharply hit, but right to Sandberg. Did they double up Guerrero? They do. They do. A double play. A 5-3 double play. And that is the end of Montreal's 3rd inning. We have played 2.5 and no score. Damon Hollins up for Tampa Bay, 173 on the year, a homer and 8 RBIs. We have Sandberg coming up and James Shields afterwards. Sharply hit, and it's a base hit to left. And Hollins is aboard. I use computer aids as to when to steal bases. Jarrett Sandberg, 231 on the year, a homer, 4 RBIs. He's seen a lot of action at third base in this season. And when he goes over 210 at-bats, he will face usage penalties. So Tampa Bay should have a plan as to who should play third base when we get to that point in the season. So Sanderson to Sandberg. Strike 3 call. That is K number 2 for Sanderson, 35 on the year. The pitcher is up. James Shields with 1 out, so we will be bunting, going for the bunt here. Yes, I know, the pitcher is hitting. And Shields looks bunt right in front of the catcher, and they get the sacrifice at second. They get the lead runner at second, I should say. Sanderson through to second to get the runner coming in from first. So Shields is now at first base. Not a real threat to steal at 17%. Carl Crawford leading off, 279. He is 0 for 1 today. We'll hope for a hit here. Grounder to Vidro, who charged through the Galarraga and got the out. After 3 innings, it's 2-0. Jose Vidro back up. 1 for 1 in this game, 239, no homers, 3 RBIs. And I think this is the point where I stopped giving you the season stats because Vidro was up when we began, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Cabrera? Well, anyway. And this is a grounder to third. Sandberg, Huff, 1 out. Gary Carter, 239 on the year, 3 homers and 9 RBIs. It might have been Cabrera where we started. Carter 21 out of 88. Hits lefties better, and Shields is not a lefty. He's a righty. The pitch. Skied to right and deep, but Hollins will get to it at the warning track for the second out. Cabrera now up 0 for 1. Sharply hit to right. Hollins makes the play, and the side retired. After 3.5, it's 2-0. Bartlett up 0 for 1. And Galarraga, with an error, tried to throw to the pitcher covering. And Sanderson knocked it down, but still, Bartlett will get on base with an error. And they do rule it an error. Akamori Iwamura is 0 for 1. Bartlett is a good runner. They're going to keep him honest at first base. Sanderson threw to Galarraga. Here's the pitch. Oh, it hit Iwamura. And the crowd here at the Trop, not pleased. And that's going to bring up Audrey Huff, who entered the game in favor of Carlos Pena. 289, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. The Rays trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th with nobody out. They have 2 on. Here's the pitch. Bartlett goes for third, and he's out. You know what they say in baseball, you never want to make the first out at third base, but that's exactly what happened. So Carter with a throw to Wallach, and Bartlett is gone, and now you have 1 out, and now Montreal can get out of the inning with a double play. Count is 0-1. Sanderson now at 46 pitches as he works to Huff. Huff, a grounder, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. We have now played 4 innings, 2-4-1 for Montreal, 0-2-0 for Tampa Bay. Montreal has left 2 on base. Tampa Bay has left 1. Tim Wallach is 0 for 1. And this is hit well to left. Crawford looking up. It is gone. A home run for Tim Wallach. And Tampa Bay now trailing by 3. Shields is at 65 pitches, but you have entered the point in the game where you got to take Shields out the next time he comes up to the plate and bring in your relievers. Speaking of pitchers, Scott Sanderson is now up. He's 0 for 1 today. Hit right softly to Huff for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and Tim Raines. And we're going to bring the corners in. And this is going to be a base hit to left, and Raines is aboard. He is 2 for 2 today. 2 for 3, I beg your pardon. So his batting average coming up a little bit to 178. Try a pickoff move on Raines, and he is safe. But he's still quite the threat to run. We'll try a pitch out, and Raines was going. Out is the call. So Tampa Bay nails Raines trying to steal second. And the count 1-0 to Grissom. So that pitch out was well worth it. Grissom 0 for 2 today so far. Skied. Navarro giving chase, but it's going to be a foul ball. And the count now 1-1 to Grissom. And this is hit well to left. Crawford looking up and watching that baby go. A home run for Marcus Grissom. And it's 4-0 Montreal. That is homer number 2 this year for Grissom. And Tampa Bay in deeper water now. And we have Vladimir Guerrero up, who hit the home run earlier. No, it was Galarraga who hit the home run. I beg your pardon. Guerrero is 1 for 2 with 349 batting average. And I think we're getting to the point where we might have to give Shields the hook. Bartlett charges over to first, out. And after we're halfway through, your score 4-0 in favor of Montreal. This game brought to you by the Pauly Talks Wrestling podcast. Debut episode will be dropping March 17th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Desmond Jennings back up. He is 1 for 1 on the day. Sanderson dealing. And that's going to be a base hit to left. Jennings on board, and he's got great speed. Will he try to go for second here? Jennings caught between first and second, and Galarraga tags Jennings for the out. How do you like that? Right now for Tampa Bay, they can't buy a break. Diana Navarro is 0 for 1. Up the middle, and that'll be a base hit, number 4 for the game for Tampa Bay. That brings up Damon Hollins, who is 1 for 1. Hit well to center, but Grissom should get to it, and he does. That is out number 2. Sandberg is up 0 for 1. The pitcher will hit next, should we get that far. Sharply hit, a base hit to right. Guerrero brings that in. And James Shields, this would be his spot in the lineup, but we're going to change all that. With Sanderson being a righty, we're going to look for somebody who can hit righties. And on the bench, available relatively immediately, is Rocco Baldelli. And Baldelli is one of the first star players the Rays had in their franchise history back when they were the Devil Rays. And by the way, Tampa Bay is a combination of the Devil Rays and Rays. 417 on the year, 5 for 12. And he's been doing well so far in the pinch hitting role. Been mainly used as that. Hits lefties a little better than righties. Here's the pitch to Baldelli. And that goes to Guerrero. Well, something happened there. We'll have to check the play-by-play. It's in the gap. Perhaps a base-running miscue. Baldelli makes it to second on the double. We had Navarro scoring. And Tampa Bay has gotten their first run, 4-1, and they're in great shape here with Carl Crawford stepping to the plate, 0 for 2 today. And this is hit well to right. Guerrero will make the grab at the warning track, and Tampa Bay could only muster 1 in the 5th inning. We have played 5. It is 4-1 in favor of Montreal. Now, Tampa Bay needs a new pitcher. So who do we bring in? See, it's righty switch righty, so we should probably try to bring in a righty here. And we are going to go with, let's see who Tampa Bay's bullpen has. Who is, Oviedo is the closer, Balfour right behind him. And is Oviedo available? Let's check that out. Juan Carlos is available, but we will not use him in this role. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Okay, so we'll go. And we are going to bring in Grant Balfour to pitch. And he steps in, hard-throwing righty, and he can go 20 pitches, so we're only about to use him in the 6th. Balfour on the year has seen 8 innings pitched. He's 1-0, and he has walked 3, struck out 7, 1.25 whip, and opponents hitting 226 off of him. Hard-throwing pitcher, righty from Australia. Galarraga is 1 for 2. And this is popped up. Should be playable for Navarro, 1 out. Jose Vidro, so far in the game, 1 for 2. This is hit well to right. Hollins gets to it nearly at the warning track in that deep right field corner at Tropicana Field, right by the Papa John's area. Traditionally, and there are 2 outs. No, that's not I like Papa John's pizza, but that was not an intentional advertisement for them. Gary Carter 0 for 1. If you're seeing this on the afternoon of March 12th, we'll have Big Pauly's Fight Night later on today. Hit well to right. Hollins makes the grab, though. looked a little better leaving Carter's bat than it actually was. So Montreal picks up nothing in the sixth, and after 5.5, it's 4-1 Montreal. Bartlett is 0 for 2. And something happened there. It was strike 3, but the ball got past Carter. Bartlett safe at first on the passed ball. So Tampa Bay finding some unique ways to put men on base. They just haven't cashed in as well as Montreal has with the power game, evidenced by Galarraga, Wallach, and Grissom. They have all hit home runs, and that was accounting for all of Montreal's runs. Iwamura is 0 for 1. Throw to first. Bartlett back in. A good base runner. Iwamura 0 for 1. And this is going to be a base hit that's going to move Bartlett to second base. A poor play by Cabrera caused that base hit to happen. Aubrey Huff, not Audrey. 283 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today. And this is a grounder to second base. And it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, and that's going to move Bartlett over to third. Jennings now back up, 2 for 2 today. And this is going to be skied. Cabrera looks like he's saying, I got it, and he got it. And after 6, 4-1 Montreal. Hope you all are enjoying the game. I know some of you on the eastern coast are going to, coast of the United States, are going to get this cold front that we're getting here in Florida. Balfour is tiring, and we have righty coming up for Montreal in the 7th. And I am looking. Oviedo is my closer. We're going to go with Colome. Jesus Colome has seen 3 innings of work, an ERA of 3, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Cabrera at the plate is 0 for 2 today. Ball 4, Cabrera moving to first. Tim Wallach, who had the home run earlier, is back up 1 for 2 on the day, with that one being a very loud home run. Grounder to Bartlett. He throws to Iwamura, but that's all they can get. 1 out. With the pitcher coming up, Sanderson. He is 0 for 2. We'll see if they keep him in, and they do. A bunt play. Oh, something happened there. Throw went to left field. Wallach goes to second. Sanderson went to first. A throwing error by Audrey Huff. So now you got runners at first and second. That is the first error Tampa Bay has committed today. And they go back to the top of the order, and Tim Raines, don't think he'll be sacrificing here or trying to bunt. He is 2 for 3. He's a 2-bunter. And this is Colome to Huff for the out, moving the runners up 1 base. Wallach now at third. Sanderson at second. And I gotta have to pitch to Grissom here. I don't want to pitch around and have to face Vladimir Guerrero. Colome at 19 pitches. Let me just bring the lineup up. He can go 25, so he could be getting tired. We might need a new pitcher before the 7th is over. Wild pitch, and a runner is going to score. It's 5-1. Wallach coming in from third. Sanderson moves over to third. And the count 2-1 now to Grissom, who is 1 for 3 on the day. And that's strike 3, 7th inning stretch time. Big Pauly back with you for the remaining half innings of this game. Montreal 5, 7 hits, 1 error. Tampa Bay also with 7 hits, 1 error. They have left 4 on base. Montreal has left 3. Navarro, Hollins, Sandberg, and the pitcher's spot in the order if anybody gets on. Navarro is 1 for 2. Grounder to second. Vidro to Guerrero, 1 out. Hollins is 1 for 2. Hit well to center, but Grissom's going to get to that. And it is out number 2. Jared Sandberg, also 1 for 2. Great play by Cabrera, and that's going to be a 6-3 putout. Outstanding play by Cabrera. After 7, 5-1, Expos. Vladimir Guerrero up 1 for 3. We're going to change pitchers here because Colome is at 24. Don't cue Kiefer Sutherland. And we're going to go to Peralta to pitch the 8th inning. Peralta on the year, 180, 1-0 record, 10 innings pitched. 2 walks, no, I beg your pardon, 2 homers given up, 1 walk, 6 Ks. His whip 700, opposing hitters are hitting 171 off of him at this point in the season. Guerrero, 345 with a 1 for 3 outing today. The pitch, strike 3. And that's the first K for Peralta in the game to get him to 7 now on the season. Andres Galarraga has the homer earlier today. The pitch to him. Hit well to left. Crawford doesn't even have to move. Out number 2. Jose Vidro is 1 for 3. Grounder, that's going to be a base hit to left. Crawford scoops that up. Gary Carter 0 for 2. He's now down to 233 on the season. The pitch. Hit well to left. Crawford watches it bounce off the wall. And that's going to score Vidro, and it is 6-1. And that's going to bring Cabrera up. And we might see a pitching change. And we're going to actually bring in a lefty, Alex Torres. Torres on the season, 1 inning pitched, 1 walk, 1 K, whip of 1, and nobody has gotten a hit on him yet so far this season in his limited duties. Cabrera 0 for 2. Bartlett, going to be a close play at first maybe? No, it's an out. Side retired. We have played 7.5, and your score is 6-1. And it's time for a pinch hitter here. Sanderson still in. He has pitched 7 innings so far, given up 7 hits and has 3 strikeouts. So who do we bring in? We're going to go with John Jaso, one of the catchers. He could also play first. On the season, this is going to be Jaso's first at bat. Joe Madden used to use Jaso as a leadoff man, and it's not all that common to see catchers lead off, unless they're very good hitters. Maybe Craig Biggio might have done it a few times for Houston. But while a catcher, but you don't usually have your catcher leading off. That's highly rare. But Madden was a student of sabermetrics, and that's what he chose to do. So Jaso will see his first at bat here, unless it's a walk, and it is. Jaso aboard. And a runner at first, and the Rays 8 with nobody out. We'll go back to the top of the order. Crawford 0 for 3. Hit well to right, but Guerrero's got great range. Jaso will stay at first. A great play by Guerrero. Up now is Bartlett. Jason Bartlett is 0 for 3. Runner at first being Jaso. And that's going to be a base hit to left, so give Bartlett a hit to go to 1 for 4 on the day. Iwamura, 1 for 2. First a little confab at the mound, and now it'll pitch. And it's up the middle. Cabrera to Vidro to Galarraga, 6-4-3, and the Rays say arrivederci. In the 8th, we have played 8, 6-1 Expos. Expos looking to go to 18-10 on the year, and we'll have to bring somebody in from the bully. Wallach, Sanderson, and Raines up. You could see a pinch hitter for Sanderson. And we're going to go Howell. J.P. Howell, even though he's a lefty, he's the best pitcher against righties we have left. Howell on the season, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 6 walks, 6 Ks, 6 hits given up. A lot of sixes. His whip is a little poorer than it should be, and opponents are hitting 240 off of him. Wallach is 1 for 3. Strike 3 called. Now, will Sanderson stay in to pitch? No, they're going to bring in Ron Woods, the pinch hit. So we'll see a reliever for Montreal in the 9th. Good day's work for Scott Sanderson. So far this season, Woods is 2 for 4. And he has a homer and an RBI. The pitch to Woods is ball 4. That'll be the 7th walk this season for Howell. So now he has 7 walks and 7 Ks. Tim Raines back up, 2 for 4. Ball 4. And now Howell having control issues. 2nd walk, back-to-back walks. But we'll give Howell a chance to work out of it. We have a lot of relievers to go to if he can't. Grissom is 1 for 4. Grounded to Bartlett. Awamura for the force at second, which leaves runners at the corners with 2 outs. And pick your poison here because you got Guerrero hitting 341. You don't want to walk him because Guerrero had the homer earlier today and he's hitting 318. So we're going to face Vlad. 1 for 4 on the day. Grounder to second. Iwamura to Huff. Side retired. Telford will be the reliever for Montreal. Only 1 inning pitched so far. Not a save situation with the score 6-1 at this point in time. Audrey Huff back up. He is 0 for 2 today. Smoke to right, but Vlad can't get to it, and it hooked. Foul. 1-2 now the count to Audrey Huff. Vidro over to Galarraga. 4-3 on that putout, and there's 1 gone. Desmond Jennings hitting .563. He's seen limited action, 9 for 16, 2 for 3 today. Ball 4, and Jennings again aboard. He made a base running blunder earlier in the game. And that's going to bring up Navarro, who is 1 for 3. He's only hitting 143. So we will go to the bench and look for somebody who can hit a righty. And we're going to bring in John Flaherty, who is on the 98 expansion Tampa Bay team. Flaherty so far this year, 14 for 65, 215 batting average, a homer and 3 RBIs. Hits lefties just a skosh better than righties with the pitch. Up the middle to Telford, to Vidro, to Galarraga, and this one is over. Montreal 6, Tampa Bay 1. Bit of a disappointing performance for the Rays, who now fall to 15-13. Montreal goes to 18-10 on the year. Sanderson gets the win. 5-2 now is his record. Shields picks up the loss, 2 for 3. Galarraga had the homer that you missed due to technical difficulties earlier in the game. He's 1 for 4. He went 1 for 4, a homer, 2 ribbies. Wallach also had a homer, 1 for 4. Vidro had a double. He went 2 for 4, and nobody really stood out for the Rays. Sanderson and Telford were the pitchers for Montreal. Shields, Balfour, Colome, Peralta, Torres, and Hall, 6 pitchers were used by Tampa Bay. Your MVP of the game was Scott Sanderson, and deservedly so. So we will be back with you next week here on the HTBL. For the time being, we'll be doing games on Saturdays and picking points up in the season where there's a game on Saturday. In the timeline, this was April 29th. So when we come back with you again next Saturday, Lord willing, and if the creek doesn't rise, we will be here. We'll be going into May. And we'll be going through the season, and perhaps when I am done with the HTFL, we'll do a few more games. But for now, this has been Big Pauly saying Godspeed and God bless everybody. If you were watching this on the afternoon of March 12th, we will be back with Big Pauly's Fight Night a little later on in the afternoon or perhaps the early evening. So until then, Godspeed and God bless. We will see you all real soon, and bye bye for now, everybody.